Hello and very welcome everyone to this session of the Modern History Previous Year Questions Part 2. So in today's session, we are going to discuss that what are the things we can learn from the previous year questions and what are the things we can add into our notebooks in our general knowledge and what are the things we can add into the things, the type of question that we can expect into the upcoming exams. So without any delay, let's start our session. So these are the topics I got covered for you. So we are going to discuss the rise and development of Marathas and the independent states. So before we start, the images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathee@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So first question that we have with us is that in which year was the third battle of Panipat fought? Very simple question, I guess. And you have your time. Just think about it and answer the question. Options are 1756, 61, 1776 or 1764. And I hope you have figured it out. Answer is very simple. Answer is 1761. So the third battle of Panipat was fought on 14 January 1761 between the Afghan ruler Ahmad Shah Durrani, also known as Ahmad Shah Abdali, and the Marathas. Sadashiv Rao Bhau and Vishwas Rao lead the battle from Marathas, and whereas Ahmad Shah Abdali, along with Shuja ud Daula, Najib ud Daula, and Hafiz Rahmat Khan, Dundi Khan, and Saad Ullah Khan from Afghans. The battle was won by Ahmad Shah Durrani and the Marathas were decimated. So basically, this was the time when Marathas were on their peak and they have expanded their empire till Attock, that is currently in today's day, at present day, it is in Pakistan. So that time they have reached Attock, and that was the boundary between the Durrani Empire and the Maratha. So at that time, particularly, the battle was fought, and the battle was fought in Panipat, and that became the third battle of Panipat. And it was a kind of a very important event in the history of India. After this, the Marathas got divided into 5 confederations, and later on, these 5 confederations fought between each other, and that led to the decline of the Maratha Empire. So remember, it was in 1760. Third battle of Panipat took place in the year. Very simple question and the similar kind of question, but the way of asking is different. So try to find out the answer, guys, fast. And you are right. Answer is 1761. So third battle of Panipat was fought on 14 January 1761 between Afghan ruler Ahmad Shah Durrani, also known as Ahmad Shah Abdali, and the Marathas. Sadashiv Rao Bhau and Vishwas Rao led the battle from Marathas, and whereas Ahmad Shah Abdali, along with Shuja ud Daula, Najib ud Daula, and Hafiz Rahmat Khan, Dundi Khan, and Saad Ullah Khan from Afghans. This battle was won by Ahmad Shah Durrani, and Maratha were decimated. I just referred about everything about this one. So remember, it was happened in 1761. First battle happened in 1526. Then the second battle happened in 1556, and the third battle of Panipat happened in 1761. Who fought to Ahmad Shah Abdali in the third battle of Panipat? Options are Mughal, Lodi, Maratha, Khalji. Very important and easy question. And I guess you have figured it out. The answer is Maratha. So the third battle of Panipat was fought on 14 January 1761 between Afghan ruler Ahmad Shah Durrani and Marathas. Sadashiv Rao Bhau and Vishwas Rao led the battle from Marathas, whereas Ahmad Shah Abdali, along with Shuja ud Daula, Najib ud Daula, Hafiz Rahmat Khan, Dundi Khan, Saadullah Khan from Afghans. This battle was won by Ahmad Shah Durrani, and Maratha were decimated. So particularly, and during this battle, the army of Marathas were led by Sadashiv Rao Bhau. And apart from that, who was the if we talk about the Peshwa at that time. So at that time, the Peshwa was Nana Sahib, and he was basically referred as Nana Sahib, but he was the son of Bajirao, and the name was Balaji Bajirao. Marathas were lost their power in Dash by being defeated from Ahmad Shah Abdali. Remember, I try to answer this question first. The answer is 1761. So the third battle of Panipat was fought on 14 January 1761 between Afghan ruler Ahmad Shah Durrani and the Marathas. Sadashiv Rao Bhau and Vishwas Rao led the battles from Marathas, and whereas Ahmad Shah Abdali along with Shuja ud Daula, Najib ud Daula, Hafiz Rahmat Khan, Dundi Khan and Saadullah Khan from Afghan. This battle was won by Ahmad Shah Durrani and Marathas were decimated. So remember, the answer is 1761. In the era of 1660s, Shivaji used dash tactics in military strategies to lead a series of attacks. Options are scientific, naval, guerrilla, or strategic. Very simple question. If you have ever heard about the stories and the valor of Shivaji Maharaj, so try to find out the answer, guys. And the answer is guerrilla. So during the 1660s, the Shivaji Maharaj used guerrilla warfare tactics and military strategies to lead a series of attacks. Principle of these guerrilla attacks were sudden rise and minimum loss and maximum possible damage to the enemy. So do remember guerrilla. Guerrilla was the warfare tactics that was used by Shivaji Maharaj. This type of tactic was was the thing because of which majorly the Mughals were not able to defeat the Marathas, and also the same situation was there in the Ahom. And apart from that, one more situation was terrain of these areas. Shivaji was born in which one of the following fort? Pratapgarh, Raigad, Panhal or Shivneri? I guess you have figured it out. The answer is Shivneri Fort. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was the founder of Maratha Empire. He was born on 19th of February 1630 at Shivneri Fort in Pune. His father's name was Shahaji Bhosle and his mother's name was Jijabai. Shivaji was devoted to his mother Jijabai, who was a very religious woman. Shivaji got training and education from Dadaji Konde, and he made naval regions as the initial workplace of his life. So do remember, Shivneri Fort was the place where the great Shivaji Maharaj born. Remember, he is the father of Indian Navy as well. Dash had appointed a council of 8 ministers, which has named Ashtapradhan, the supreme head of civil government. Options are Raja Man Singh, Shivaji Maharaj, Raja Jai Singh or Hyder Ali. Try to find out the answer. And I guess you have figured it out. Answer is Shivaji Maharaj. So Ashtapradhan was a council of 8 ministers that administered the Maratha Empire. This council was formed in 1674 by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And the 8 ministers are Peshwa, Amatya, Shurunavis or Sachiv, Vakianavis, Sharai Nubat or Senapati, Sumant or Dabir, Nyayadhish or Pandit Rao. So these are the names of the ministers who held positions who were created by Shivaji Maharaj, known as Ashtapradhan. Treaty of Salbai was signed in Dash, which settled the first Anglo-Maratha War. Options are June 1782, May 1782, April 1782 or August 1782. Try to find out the answer. Quite a difficult question this is, as the month would be very different thing to understand. So answer is May 1782. So Treaty of Salbai was signed on 17th May 1782 by the representatives of Maratha Empire and East India Company after a long negotiation to settle First Anglo-Maratha War, which was started in 1775. So do remember, Treaty of Salbai was signed in 1782. Very important treaty. After this, the Marathas and Britishers, they come together to fight against the Kingdom of Mysore. Treaty of Bassein was signed in which year? Options: 1860, 1802, 1770 or 1875. Answer is 1802. So the Treaty of Bassein was signed on 31st December 1802 between the British East India Company and Bajirao II. The treaty was a decisive step in the dissolution of the Maratha Confederacy, which led to the East India Company usurpation of the Peshwa's territory in the Western India in 1818. So do remember, Treaty of Bassein was signed in the year 1802. And the person you can see in this photo, he is the Peshwa, and he signed this treaty. And after this, particularly, Maratha Empire came into the control of Britishers by the end of 1805. A particular campaign was also started in 1817, 1818, but that particularly falls down, and there was no benefit of that particular war, the Third Anglo-Maratha War, and finally Maratha came into the hands of Britishers. Several wars were fought between British and India to increase their control in India, but which of the following war was not included in them? Anglo-Maratha, Anglo-Sikh, Anglo-Mysore, Anglo-Bangla. So try to find out the answer. I guess you have figured it out. The answer is Anglo-Bangla. So Anglo-Maratha, Anglo-Sikh, Anglo-Mysore war were fought between British and India to increase their control in India, but Anglo-Bangla war was not included between them. The Battle of Plassey was a major battle between Britishers and Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Daulah, took place on 23rd June 1757 at Plassey, Bengal, in which Britishers had defeated the Nawab. So do remember that Anglo-Bangla war was not a war that was fought. Particularly, the war was fought as Anglo-Maratha, Anglo-Sikh, or Anglo-Mysore. Britishers had captured Punjab in 1790, 1849, 1860, 1798. If you just use your common sense, you can find out the answer correctly. So why I said common sense, because in 1800s, in the early 1808, 1809, there was a time when the treaty was signed between Raja Ranjit Singh and the Britishers. And particularly under that treaty, the Satluj River was demarcated as a boundary between these two empires. And one more point that you can understand, that 1790 and 1798 would be eliminated. Now, the point is that 1857 is another remarkable year that particularly led to the revolt of 1857. And after that, particularly, the Queen of Britain became the Empress of India. So 1860 would also be eliminated. So the answer only remaining in options is 1849. So 3 wars were fought under Anglo-Sikh War. The Second Sikh War began with the revolt of Mulraj in April 1848. On 21st February 1849, the East India Company, under the leadership of Charles Napier, defeated the Sikh Emperor at the Battle of Gujarat, which ended the Second Anglo-Sikh War. Punjab on 2nd April 1849 and incorporated it with British India. So it was 1849, the decisive year. When under the leadership of La Bourdonnais, French conquered then the first Carnatic War was fought. Madras, Pondicherry, Bombay, Hyderabad. Very simple question, try to find out. Answer is quite simple. The answer is Madras. So the First Carnatic War was an extension of Anglo-French War in Europe, which was caused by the Austrian War of Succession. The war was finally ended with the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle under the leadership of Captain Burnet. The English army caught some French ships. That was the immediate reason. As a result of this, Mauritius uh, French governor La Bourdonnais had seized Madras. A small French army under Captain Paradis defeated the army of Nawab Mahfuz Khan on the banks of river Adyar. This war was ended in 1748 when the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle was signed. By this treaty, Madras was handed back to the Britishers and the French got their territories in North America. So this was the time when the Britishers and French companies they started fighting with the Indian kings also, and they get to know that they can defeat them. And this became the turning point in the history of India. After this, they particularly used the conflicts of Indian kings for their own purpose, and later on, by the end of 1800s, they have removed all the kings, put them on pension, and the whole territory or empire was conquered by the Britishers or the French companies. So remember all these things. This was the Madras. So the next question that we have with us in the modern history previous year questions part 2 is during the first decade of 20th century, which place was considered as the nerve center of Indian nationalism? So the options are Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh or Madras. So take your time and try to find out the answer, guys. And I guess you have figured it out the answer. The answer is Bengal. So if we talk about the majority of the Bengal army were recruited from the villages of Awadh and eastern Uttar Pradesh, due to which the Awadh is called as the nursery of Bengal army. Cannons and 10 war elephants were defeated by the 3000 of Indian history. So do remember the answer of this question will be Bengal. Siraj-ud-Daulah, the Nawab of Bengal, was defeated in the Battle of Plassey in the year 1757, 1756, 1755, 1752. So try to find out the answer, guys. And you're right. The answer is very simple, 1757. The Battle of Plassey was fought in 1757 AD between Robert Clive and Nawab Siraj-ud-Daulah. In this battle, the last independent Nawab of Bengal was betrayed by his own general, Mir Zafar. As a result, Siraj-ud-Daulah army with 50,000 soldiers, 40 cannons, 10 war elephants was defeated by 3,000 soldiers of Robert Clive. This battle changed the course of Indian history. After Siraj-ud-Daulah, Sayyid Mir Zafar became the first independent puppet Nawab of Bengal. So do remember the answer is 1757. Which place was called the nursery of Bengal army? Bengal, eastern Uttar Pradesh, Punjab or Awadh? Try to find out the answer. And I guess you have figured it out. The answer is Awadh. And the majority of the Bengal army were recruited from the village of Awadh and eastern Uttar Pradesh, due to which Awadh is called as the nursery of the Bengal army. So remember this thing as well. Who was the last Nizam ruler of Hyderabad? Afzal ud-Daulah, Mir Mehboob Ali Khan, Mir Usman Ali Khan, or Nasir ud-Daulah? So try to find out the answer. Simple question this is because the answer is very simple. Our answer is Mir Usman Ali Khan. So the Nizam was the ruler of princely state Hyderabad from 1724 and belonged to the Asaf Zahi dynasty. This dynasty, founded by Mir Kamar Uddin Siddiqui Asaf Zah I, Mir Usman Ali Khan, 1911 to 1948, was the last Nizam of princely state of Hyderabad. He surrendered when the Indian army annexed Hyderabad to the Indian Union under Operation Polo. So the answer is Mir Usman Ali Khan. And this was done by the first home minister of our country, and that was Mr. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. In which year was the East India Company granted Diwani rights, right to collect revenues and decide civil cases of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha by Mughals? Options are 1765, 1800, 1680 or 1715. Try to find out the answer. And the answer is quite simple, 1765. So Battle of Buxar ended with the signing of Treaty of Allahabad in 1765 by Shah Alam II, Robert Clive of East India Company. It gave Diwani rights or the rights to collect taxes of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha to the East India Company. Tax exempt status was also restored to the company. So do remember, answer is 1765. Which place out of following was Tipu Sultan associated with? Aurangabad, Hyderabad, Srirangpatnam, Bijapur. Very simple question. And answer is simple. The answer is Srirangpatnam. So Tipu Sultan was born on 20th November 1751 in Diwan Hali, Karnataka. Tipu ruled Mysore from 1782 to 1799. In 1787, Tipu assumed the title of Badshah in his capital, Srirangpatnam, and issued coins in his name. Tipu implemented the modern calendar and adopted new techniques of coinage and modern scale. So do remember, the answer is Srirangpatnam. He died in 1799 in the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. In which year was the Battle of Buxar fought? Simple question. Answer, just find out yourself. So as soon as the Mir Qasim transferred the capital from Murshidabad, there was a time when the war was inevitable and the war was fought in 1764. The Battle of Buxar was fought in the year led by Hector Munro, and the combined armies of the Nawab of Awadh Shuja-ud-Dawla, Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II, Nawab Bengal Mir Qasim. The English army was victorious in this war. The British sovereignty was established in India after the victory in the Battle of Buxar. So this was one of the decisive battle during that time. The Nawab, who was the Nawab of Bengal during the Battle of Plassey? Simple question. Try to find out the answer. Answer is Siraj-ud-Dawla. So Siraj-ud-Dawla was the Nawab of Bengal during the Battle of Plassey. Battle of Plassey was fought on the banks of river Bhagirathi. Battle of Plassey, Siraj-ud-Dawla and Britishers at a place called Plassey. So do remember, this was Siraj-ud-Dawla. British achieved political power in India after the Battle of Plassey. In which year was this battle fought? 1757, 1857, 1858 or 1756? Try to find out the answer, guys. And you're right. Answer is quite simple. The answer is 1757. So Battle of Plassey was fought on the Plassey, at the Plassey, the banks of Bhagirathi River, near Calcutta. On 23rd turning point in moderns, India hit 17 was a major consolidation of British rule in India. The battle was fought between East India Company and particularly Siraj-ud-Dawla and his French troop. After that defeat, Plassey, Siraj-ud-Dawla was assassinated and Mir Zafar made the Nawab of Bengal. Mughal Emperor Alamgir II was ruling the empire when the Battle of Plassey took place. So do remember, the answer is 1757. And that's it in this session, guys. I hope you learned a lot of things with me and gained a lot of knowledge. I will meet you again in next session in which we will discuss some more things related to the history. Till then, bye bye. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.